Afternoon VC. All right, should be another short one here today. Just some stuff that's come in recently. A few short digs and a little bit of inbound. We'll get right into it. Went to see the Charlotte Checkers playoff hockey the other night. And I always park over on Commonwealth and walk over to the stadium because it's right across the highway. And I was waiting on a buddy of mine to meet me, and just so happens Repo Records is at the bottom of the hill on Commonwealth, so I went for a walk. Went in there and just perused around the Jazz just really quick, not expecting to really buy anything, but this was sitting in the bins for $3. So I quietly grabbed it, went to the counter. There was someone new at the counter, and he rang me up for $3.29 or something, and I walked out. This is an original first stereo press of Sonny Rollins, original music from the score Alfie on Impulse. Yeah, $3. Copies in this condition are going around 75 to 160 on Discogs, because Discogs is an absolute hellscape, as I've mentioned. It doesn't really make sense for this record to go for that kind of money, but that's what people are, well, I don't know if it's going for that kind of money, but I know that's what people are asking for, which is crazy. But this is really good stuff. Like, Sonny Rollins playing on this is top notch. Like, he was really, really good on this. And there's some great players with him on this. There's J.J. Johnson. There's some great soloing on the first cut from Kenny Burrell on guitar. I'm not a big Kenny Burrell guy, but man, does he really play his ass off on that first cut. It's the same with Roger Kellaway on piano. Great piano solo too. Yeah, on Alfie's theme, it's like 10-minute, 25-second cut. I've only listened to side one. The other track is kind of a sappier track, which you kind of would expect with a soundtrack, orchestrated by Oliver Nelson. But boy, the Alfie's theme is worth the price of admission with this. This is really good, and especially for $3. That's one of my finds of the year, right there. Just random. I think it was maybe released in '66. I think the film was in '65. Yeah, heck of a grab there. A couple things come in early in the week in the mail. This is one that I think Chris Cole turned me on to maybe just about over a year ago now, it seems. So had it on my radar. I think maybe Don Cherry and Ed Blackwell had come up or something, and he mentioned this record. Or we could have been talking about Carl Berger, but anyway, Carl Berger and Edward Blackwell, Just Play, 1976, on the Quark Records and Books label. A very, I don't know, unknown label. I don't think they had a lot of releases. But this was a live show from Albany, New York, back in March of 1976. They released this in '79. Carl Berger recently passed too, so he was kind of on my radar. Great vibraphonist. Also plays African xylophone and goblet-shaped drum. You got Ed Blackwell on drums, cymbals, and Aussie drum here on the rest of side B there. But really, really good stuff. Just the two of them, fantastic. And I think they met through Don Cherry. So there's that connection. Cool record to find. I'll show you the labels. The white label, and this is not an overly expensive record at all, and still can be found, which I was surprised. And this is a minty copy. There's that Quark. It's a white label. I'm not sure what else they released. This is a really good record. I've seen it shown a little bit, so it's not super rare or anything, but cool. And then we got in another piece of the ESP disc collection. Been kind of back on that, which is great. This is Ornette Coleman Town Hall, 1962. I got this for absolutely cheap. I think $20, and it's an OG first mono in fantastic condition. You have the B side, the Arc, 23 and change, side long piece, really, really good. Charles Moffat's here with Ornette and a string ensemble as well. Um, yeah, this is an early ESP disc, 1006. So I was very happy to find a copy. A laminated cover. There's two different covers versions, and this being the mono is the red labels. And I don't really have many red label monos when it comes to ESP disc. It sounds really good. My stereo system is set up better in mono sometimes, so this one plays really good. And yeah, that one was a steal. And then I had a short dig in at Lunchbox later in the week after work. I had this one band on my mind. I wanted to see if Scott had any copies of any of their records in, because I only have 2 on vinyl and I have most everything else on the CD. Because I really like to play this band in the car. Like heavy music, I mostly like to play in the car, but been interested in picking up some of their catalog on vinyl. And they had one record in that I didn't have, and that's Every Time I Die, X Lives. Some great heavy hardcore out of Buffalo, New York. Originally released in 2012. This is a 2022 reissue, and this sounds remarkably good. Epitaph did a hell of a job on this pressing. This is fucking epic. You got a track that opens this thing, Underwater Bimbos from Outer Space. Sold. Yeah. Killer stuff. I've seen them a bunch of times. Andy Williams is a freaking monster. The guitar. The brothers got in a quarrel and they broke up. They were one of the hardest working bands in the business, toured relentlessly every year. And it's a shame they're kind of done, at least it seems, but they're brothers. Maybe they can sort it out. Anyway, snuck around the store a little bit more and looked in the used jazz, because I didn't go through the store during RSD. I just went in and got my RSD stuff and got out. This was in the used bin for some reason, still sealed, marked down to $5. So I think he just is trying to get rid of some stuff. And so I jumped on this. It's a Daniel Carter with Watson Jennison, William Parker, and Federico Yugi, who's a great drummer. The 577 Records label. This is Erie Live, Volume 1. Originally only on CD. I think this was a show in Erie, PA back in 2015. Released in 2019. Yeah, really good jazz. Great players out of New York. Label being from Brooklyn. Daniel Carter on tenor, soprano, clarinet, flute, keyboards. Love his sound. And William Parker's a stalwart on bass now in a lot of groups. Federico Yugi on drums. Speaking of Mr. Parker, Alex and Sherv are, I believe, going to see him perform very soon with another group. So this was a cool pickup. Really good contemporary stuff. And then this was in the used, really cheap, so I grabbed it. A Blue Note that I've been longing to find any copy of. This is one of those 2003 copies though, so I haven't listened to this yet, so I'm a little bit nervous about it, but it's in nice shape. So the 2003 ones were taken from Digital Source, so I don't know about this, but anyway, Clifford Jordan, John Gilmore with Horace Silver, Curly Russell, and Art Blakey blowing in from Chicago. Blue Note 1549. Always wanted this because of John Gilmore branching out from Sun Ra and being on this, on the tenor. So yeah, 6 really good cuts. Billy's Bounce on the B-side. Yeah, that was a cool one to find on Blue Note. Last but not least, I looked in the new arrivals section, and this was in there. Original year copy of Motorhead Iron Fist in fantastic shape with the insert on Mercury Bronze, US copy, I think from 82 maybe? Yeah, 1982. Yeah, some great stuff from Lemmy and the boys from Motorhead. Some good heavy metal for you right there. Just one that I rarely see Iron Fist for some reason. I see pretty much every Ace of Spades all the time, but not this one. killer. So I grabbed that. That is all, folks. Peace.